I'd be like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. Like that sort of emotional abuse is far more prevalent than physical abuse. Welcome back to the Good Martial is Universal podcast. Dan Bernardo, Keith Mosier, Bo Davis. So we were talking about con men.
Oh, definitely. I can say I've been spared that.
I'm jealous.
Years under Sensei Logue, it was backyard training in Gary Schell's backyard, so there was no.
There wasn't a lot of formality to it either, was there? Other than
we needed
you had a teacher.
We needed to show up with our gis, and we needed to listen to what he said, and we needed to try and do what he told us to do.
Did you line up?
Do the line up
and do like all the military aspect of it? Was he military?
He was military. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what put him in Okinawa.
That's what I thought.
He was military, but no, he didn't. He didn't harp on that.
No. That's good. A lot of the militaristic aspects of and again, like Okinawa is if you look at Okinawan karate, it's much less formalized. It's much less militaristic. But the Westerners that were there were military. Yeah. And so when they brought karate back, it was very militaristic. But Okinawan karate is not like that.
He wasn't like that. I mean, we would sit. Well, for a while it was at Gary Schell's yard. For a while it was he across from the Rushes on Bush River Road. He bought a house there, and after working out, we'd sit on the floor in his living room, and he'd tell stories and stuff. But there was nothing to, you're doing bad, you're screwing up, you're blah blah. Mm-hmm. And even later years when I started training again and learning new stuff, Fu Fong isn't like that.
No.
All the teachers that I am with now are not like that. So I've been spared that. I can see it. I can understand it. I know that it happens. And again, it happens in every aspect of life, not just in the martial arts. Mm-hmm. But I never had that specifically. I have had the you need to talk to person kind of thing happen. That is really rough. The worst. I mean, I can understand it being. It's bad if the dad comes to you and says you got to talk to the kid. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Of course, that never happened to me. Your dad never came to me. But I have had other students come to me and say, "You need to talk to that person about their hygiene."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've had to do that. That is a rough one.
Because that's very personal.
Yeah.
To literally look at somebody, to pull somebody aside and go, here's the thing, you're yucky.
Yeah. It took a lot of balls to do that. I had to talk to dude. It worked, but he was very receptive, but I had to open it with so much shit to get that out.
Oh yeah.
That is a hard one to do, which is the exact opposite of what you're talking about, bullying and criminals and con men and crooks.
Yeah.
And
I was going to say, but that kind of leads me to something there, because a lot of the people like that, well, they might have an issue. They might be one of the crooks interested in martial arts. And this is where we kind of separate, for my experience, this is where we separate it all being teachers. A lot of times it's students. In HEMA makes me feel like I have to Google everyone's fucking name these days, but I don't do that. But we had a guy, and if you Googled his name, some shit popped up you did not want to see. And I was like, I'm going to disregard that, because that's, 5 years ago in the news, whatever. So I was like, all right, let's see if he listens, though. He didn't listen, fuck him. That was my thing. But it was a absolutely case of, this is a guy who's done something wrong and is a misfit loser and wants to fit in somewhere, but he is shit. To put it simply, I don't completely judge his character, but I can firmly deduce that I think he's shit for what he went.
There is a lot of
kept
records.
Doing.
Yeah, there's a lot of records. I'm sure you can attest to some, but I can attest to a lot of records from various Wing Chun instructors. The process and this gets into the weird gray area of bullying. The process was supposed to be that you worked the students enough to weed out the bad guys before they got to the important or deadly stuff.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't, then you get into, well, actually, but now I'm bullying them until they break, and somehow that's going to weed out the bad guys? So it's not, but I mean, that was generally the justification. If you go back 100, 150, 200 more years ago.
Yeah.
That was generally the justification.
Yeah.
You have to do it other ways. Nowadays, you can Google a person.
You can do a background
Sled
check.
Well, you can do that without sled.
It's just you can do it with the attitude from the moment you meet. I mean, we all have a good instinct.
Well,
when
that's
we meet
what
somebody.
killed me is I didn't get anything crazy off the rip.
And
It took a while.
that could happen.
Took a while,
It
but-
could take a while for it to show up, but very often, I mean, I've had people walk in and say, "I want to learn. Why are you here? I want to learn to kick ass." Oh, I'm sorry. This is not for you. I had a guy who wanted to come in and do the kickboxing class. This is very recently. But sure, go ahead and try a class. And they immediately started rolling, and he got really, really overly, too much. And started doing weird things like getting one of my better students in a position and yelling at him to tap. The better student was not tapping, but he was like, tap, 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 tap. And I had to call him down. Come to find out that all the grappling experience he had prior was the prison he had just gotten out of.
Lovely.
Oh, I remember this guy because he left like Bible quotes in the bathroom. I put it in the car. Yeah. I was like, he's mentally ill. That's cool.
So he.
I don't remember this guy.
So
Yeah, you were gone, dude. This is like an off Saturday. This happened. Only we
like-
got to witness.
you were like in Cincinnati or
You had
whatever.
like just came back after he left, and I showed you the freaking thing he left in the bathroom. I think.
Oh man, I don't.
Hey, it was so wild. I sat there and talked to him, and dude, he was on some crap. He talked about his brother was some kind of biblical something or another.
He could have.
I was like, damn,
he
that's
could
a
have
drug.
benefited from some kind training if he would have calmed down enough to receive it.
I don't know if that was drugs or what though. I don't.
No, I think
can't-
it was. I don't think it was drugs. I think
like
it
lack
was.
of drugs.
I think it was after prison. I think it was
Well, yeah.
indoctrination into a culture.
Yeah, that
It
could
was
be all
in a-
kinds of spotty too. Yeah.
A lot of people seek out religion in prison, and a lot of people seek out hard workouts in the yard when you're allowed in the yard.
Yeah, but they don't say they're
and
related to like David from the Bible often, do they? I don't know. I've never been to jail, so if you have something you know that I don't tell.
I've not been. And
You been to jail?
And hope never to go.
We've never been to jail.
Hope never to go.
Yeah,
I know I'm
so too.
related to one of the disciples.
That's cool.
I forget which one. I don't know. But I can trace my mitochondrial, DNA, and he's Anyway, only because they still have remains of his. Right? So, like they can anyway. I feel like we've gotten off topic, but
Got way off topic.
that
You
point,
brought up
we've
like a
gotten
good
into
point of a dude that he was a criminal crook.
Well,
Came into it
being
after.
able to sense whether the person who wants to train
yeah,
has the potential to be a bully,
Yeah.
either as a student or you walking into a school,
Yeah.
being able to go, is that a cool teacher or is that a bully teacher?
right.
Of the again, to your initial outlay, the more nefarious ones would be the ones who would think, this is perfect for my kid. And then come to find out, oh no, this was a bad choice.
Yeah. I feel like that if we think about like crooks in the martial arts world, like bullies are huge. I don't know whether or not that makes them crooks, I guess. But I guess it does, right? Like, but
Criminal.
then criminal, no.
Bad guys.
Crooks, yeah, right? Like, but in the same frame, like, a lot of them are bully online, like are bullies online. You know, you post, gosh, and it's so hard, right? You post anything online via martial arts, and you get people who are like, you know, especially towards women, right? So a lady
I've seen
will
that
post
in our group recently.
lady will post something of them doing something, and then some guy always. I would just kill you. I would just do this.
Neckbeard and no hate to fedoras, but it's neckbeard and a fedora every time.
And it's always, I would kill you. Like, it's very, very violent comments, right? Like,
it's always like they think they're like chatting cool shit or something, and then it's like,
it's
dude,
really
read the stack. You sound schizo.
You can tell that they feel threatened. Thinking of criminals, crooks, bullies, one thing I did want to inject in this about this is something like the Tong, which is a vicious criminal organization that cultivates a martial art.
yeah.
So it's not like the crooks are in the martial arts. It's like the martial art is in the crooks. They're like, they bring it in, they train it.
Yeah.
Which nowadays, martial being warlike would be
Gunplay.
Oh, it was not just gunplay, but I was thinking of any number of groups around the country, survivalist groups, all that kind of stuff, where they're going out and war playing, learning the methods of combat.
Yeah.
Like airsoft?
Like airsoft.
Like airsoft, that's like the most live one I can think of where you can actually shoot each
But
other
I'm
rather than
thinking-
going
I'm
to a room and doing it professionally.
Well, I'm thinking of, like airsoft, yes, to some degree, but that's kind of gamey. I'm thinking more like various survival groups that exist in all over the country, where they go out and practice in preparation. Usually it's preparation for doomsday.
Yeah, it's
or
the
whatever.
prep
Oh,
people.
okay. So it's like people that want to end the world prematurely. Because there was those kids down in Georgia a while back that got hit by the FBI. I'm not going to give them the glory of saying their name but
that, and then you get people who, you know, are very political, and they, you know, want to be
The big guy.
So there's
we got big balls in those right now. Of all 19 years old, what's your handle?
big ball. I'm gonna leave that one kid alone just because that's a play for him personally. That's horrible for the government, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But, and I'm not saying that they're going out and committing crimes. I'm just saying
Some of them are, though.
yeah.
In the case of the some of them are. In the case of the
Some of them
Sometimes
create
it's advanced
go out and do
activation.
incredible
crimes.
stuff
And
in specific.
specifically, we can say the Tong. They go. That's their job.
Yeah.
That is their job to commit crime.
yeah.
So there's another layer to it altogether.
Yeah.
Beyond con men, crooks, criminals, bullying, pedophiles.
Wait.
Whole organizations, the job is, let's learn martial arts so we can do crime.
All right. Let's.
That's true. There's been a lot of it.
We're gonna end this episode there, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk more, because I think we could talk about
we
this
could go about
for
this
a really long time, and then we still haven't hit on cults yet. So
We haven't even got the Colts.
we haven't even got to cults
Damn
yet.
it.
So,
Wait, are we including that into Crooks?
if you're head of a cult, you're a crook and a
it.
criminal.
You're a criminal.
Here goes my dreams of having a
Probably
cult
a
ever.
crook and probably a con man.
And probably,
No,
most
if
likely.
you're a leader of a
most
cult, you're a
likely
damn good
con
con man. Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, subscribe,
Share. Comment.
Let us know who's the biggest crook in martial art. Don't actually do that.
Comment about
Something.
all the things.
All the things we said. The
see you
8
next
topics we covered in one. Peace. Peace out.